first thing that comes to mind. This film is symbolic. Now, if I backtrack to when I first consumed it, I didn't record that because I didn't know I was going to review it back then. But there was some buffering problems. The first time I watched it was particularly boring. It takes a while to kind of get started there. It kind of has an indie feel to it. The composition was really good, nothing flashy. There was some handheld stuff. Some bits were overexposed and underexposed, and it's the kind of nature of the film. A summary of the plot without spoiling the end. So there's a group of guys, they're making something in their garage. They're basically trying to make like a startup company in 2004.
Right, okay, so the technical aspects, there was poor lighting. There was some scenes were overexposed, some were underexposed. There was good framing, so you had like the domestic stuff on one side and the entrepreneurial stuff on the other side of the frame. It was mostly like locked off tripod shots. The voiceover, which was diegetic. Like, it's a low budget film, sure, but it's a low budget, startup company, you know what I mean? So it works. And it's like all of the night shots aren't like super bright and obvious and easy to see, which is realistic to what happens at night. And whenever like there are parts where the audience might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but the characters felt uncomfortable too, so it works. So I mean, the film, it isn't for everyone. It can be a little bit jarring at times. If you're not careful, it can be a ticket to nihilism. If you're susceptible to those ideals, maybe don't watch it. Two more reasons why I liked the film in this case. 4, a different take on a concept that's already been established. Nothing too fancy, but it still manages to hit the philosophical points. More, accessible, and from what I can tell, is more realistic. They use the limitations to their advantage. No one had all the answers. It's not something I normally like in a movie, but it really worked with this one because the characters were always second guessing themselves, and the audience wasn't spoon-fed any epiphanies. To summarise my experience, first time watching was with maybe actor. He'd seen it and I hadn't. I was waiting for a casual viewing experience, and when I say waiting, I mean there was connectivity issues. I didn't really pay that much attention to the details at first. The narrative was interesting enough. During the low bit, it was kind of fun for me to pick up on the interesting filmmaking choices that they did and stuff. I didn't fully understand it. Fun fact, neither did maybe actor. That was his second time through. 2 hours of Project Almanac later, and we're still talking about Primer. For a movie that should have you asking, what even was the budget on this thing? Instead, it surpasses that, and it leads to interesting discussions. It did have its technical flaws, but it, more than just being charming, it worked for the film. Yes, for this reason, I'm putting it above Nobody, but just below Rise of Skywalker.